Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard for African Diaspora, this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, family. How many of you all remember hearing about who I call Elon Musty, affectionately? Of course, I call him that. How many of you all know that Elon Musk had a plant down there in Louisiana? I'm reading right now from the Southern Environmental Law Center. Well, the headline here, this is from this summer in June, says Elon Musk's AI facility is using gas turbines in South Memphis. We're taking action. It says here in South Memphis, a community already struggling with the legacy of environmental injustice and industrial pollution. A company founded by Elon Musk is running unpermitted gas turbines that threaten to make air pollution problems even worse. Since breaking ground on its supercomputer facility last year, XAI has been operating dozens of unpermitted methane gas turbines without public notice, permits, or air pollution controls. These turbines emit dangerous chemicals like formaldehyde and smog-forming pollution. These pollutants can cause rates of asthma, heart disease, and cancer. That's devastating. Today, we sent the company a formal notice, is what I want you to hear, on behalf of the NAACP. Stop polluting gas turbines or we'll see you in federal court. Family, it goes on to talk about, I'm skipping here, this part I want you to hear. Memphis has long struggled, it says, with poor air quality. The area is already failing to meet federal standards for smog, and again received an F from the American Lung Association for ozone pollution in 2025. Now, family, how many of you all know that these areas, that area in particular, has a whole lot of Black folks and a whole lot of melanin there? And folks have been speculating why this white South African migrant, who's got this suspect past, bunch of baby mamas and stuff, and a bunch of suspect connections with the Trump administration and a whole bunch of other little weird anti-Black weird stuff he got going on. What in the world is he doing building this plant down south of Memphis? And a lot of folks have been speculating over the past couple of months that he's doing it because Black folks are there and they know they can get away with these sorts of murderous types of industrial behaviors. That's what the streets are saying. Well, in line with that, similar to that, in my opinion, okay, I found this news report very troubling. Watch this video, please.
Next tonight, a community under evacuation orders after an explosion at a plant in Louisiana. Drone video capturing the aftermath as the fire still burns, pumping plumes of smoke and black soot into the air. Tonight, the warning to residents. Here's ABC's Olivia Rubin with the new details coming in.
Tonight, more than 24 hours after a massive explosion and fire at a Louisiana factory, officials are warning residents to stay indoors. Officials say a series of explosions rocked Smitty's supply shop in Rosalind on Friday afternoon. Residents concerned.
People walking out, leaving medications, clothes, personal items.
Everyone within a mile radius ordered to leave, including an elementary school.
This order is based primarily on the risk of falling debris, as well as a precautionary measure due to the ongoing and active nature of the scene.
Critically, officials also urging residents to wash their hands and faces after exposure to the black soot now filling the air.
The soot generated by the fire is associated with combustibles like plastic or burning trucks, as well as some hydrocarbon chemicals.
Officials say the EPA has now sent out special aircraft to conduct additional testing on that black soot. That data under review tonight as investigators continue to search for the cause. Mary.
Olivia, thank you.
Okay, fam, you see how that was very, very short. Now watch this. I'm reading now from this headline, and you can see also, well, in this particular clip, it's clearly a Black person that was involved in this as well. But just listen to the article. I'm gonna read you this part where it says Jesse Hughes worked at Smitty Supply for more than a decade. Quote, there were a lot of people panicking and running around, Hughes said. Friday is a day he will never forget. I'm quoting him now. Again, that's when I noticed that the flames had caught over to the mix tank. The mix tank is where we mix all the oil, Hughes said. He describes the moment he saw an oil tank on fire causing this massive explosion. It was a lot of flames, so I knew if I didn't hurry up, it would be bad because we had a lot of gas treatments around, so really flammable. Hughes said while the flames grew and the heat amped up around him, he helped his co-workers escape before calling police to report the explosion. Quote, I kind of was moving at an expeditious pace because trying to get everyone out quickly, so it was kind of nerve-wracking. Thankfully, everyone made it out safely and no injuries were reported. But now Hughes, along with more than 400 other employees, are searching for a new place to work. Quote, it's real nerve-wracking not knowing where your next dime is coming from. That last week you had a job and today you don't. The explosion prompted a mandatory evacuation order for people who live within a 1-mile radius of the plant, including a nearby elementary school. You know, we plan for these things, but we've never had, rather, an event of an explosion happening near a school, said Superintendent Melissa Stilley. It goes on talking about the crews near the Rose Elementary School and all that kind of stuff. We want to make sure it says it's properly cleansed and removed before we have students and teachers come back to the campus. Somebody said while it was close, it was a close call for employees at Smitty's Supply. Hughes, along with many others, is just grateful to be alive. Thank God for life. But we still have responsibilities, still is said. Now, let me tell you all something. I was reading and I was looking into other articles similar to this. And some of the comments from folks that live in the neighborhood is that you can tell, even just from who they interviewed, you can tell that there are a lot of Black folks that are within proximity of that. Now, how many of you all know that when you look at environmental infractions and crimes, a lot of times it is not unusual to find these happening in Black neighborhoods. Some folks even refer to certain parts of Louisiana as Cancer Alley. Now, family, not only does this need to be investigated and looked at, but we need sources, even anonymous ones, to begin to come forward to tell us if there's any other suspicious stuff that's been going on based on some of the reports and comments. Some of the comments I've been hearing on reports from folks that say that they're familiar with that Louisiana area, or they actually lived in that area or aware of that company. Now, I'm wanting to know, who is this company? Do they have any political ties? I'm wanting to know their connection to government bureaus, agencies, and bureaucracies. I'm also wanting to know, was there any pending possible investigations? Was there anybody that had any other medical conditions that might have been related directly or indirectly to that? I also want to know, what was the economic status of that company? Because the brother said that he and his co-workers, they don't know where they're going to get their next dime from. And out of the 400 workers, not one person's life was taken. Now, I don't know about you, and I have to look more into this, which is why I'm not going to jump to conclusions. But I find that very suspicious because of a place like that is so absolutely dangerous. You would think that there would be an employee that would be there around the clock, and the way that explosion went up, you mean to tell me that people were able to gently the guy said he was moving at an expeditious pace, but the fact that however many, because it doesn't tell us how many were actually in the building at the time. They let us know how many workers were there, but I find all of that suspicious. I find it suspicious because I'm wanting to know, were they killing? Is it possible? Just asking questions. That somebody might have been killing a bunch of birds with one stone. That is to say, if you were trying to get rid of the employees in one fell swoop, if you were trying to get certain chemicals released because you needed to get rid of it and you didn't want to jump through a whole bunch of other bureaucratic demands to make sure that you were in environmental alignment, and if there were some other issues that might have been conflating that one, I'm just wanting to know. I'm just saying we need more information than just this, because y'all smelling and looking like this white South African Elon Musk, to where you are targeting Black melanated areas on purpose, and nobody is really doing a whole lot of stuff about it. It don't smell right, don't look right, don't smell right, don't sound right, don't look right, don't smell right, don't sound right. I'm saying more investigation, more information. And I can't wait to hear from you on this. My name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. I'm going to be talking about a lot of other suspicious things that have been going on, but I'm going to give you supernatural, spiritual insight on geopolitical information and stuff that's going on, both national and international, related to why Trump is militarizing the U.S. streets, and particularly how this is affecting Black folks. I'm going to connect the dots that this is a fear of the rising, original, ancient, spiritual, Black Vatican, the unseen government. Baby, you don't want to miss this. It's going to be for a very affordable price to attend this webinar, September 15th, Monday. You don't want to miss it. Beloved, go to my website for more information, VickiPlanet.com. That's VICKI Planet.com. Share the broadcast.